When I was starting out as a photographer, tripods, I thought, you get one, you use one for as long as you can, and then you're good with just one. But a lot of specialized creatives I know would agree that different tripods would have different uses for different workflows. And for me, over the past years, that has been the case. I have a tripod for travel, for landscape, for like rugged landscape, and then I have a tripod for architecture and interiors, and then a bigger tripod for bigger requirements for that kind of shooting. It's not unusual to think that you would have more than one tripod for different uses, especially if you do that professionally. However, this new tripod from Manfrotto aims to just provide everything that you need with just one tripod. So in this video, let's talk about and check out the new Manfrotto One. So the Manfrotto One, it's a lot of things. What it's not, however, is compact. This is definitely a large tripod, a heavy tripod. It weighs 3.1 kilograms for the carbon fiber version, but this is the aluminum one. It weighs 3.5. Now, it's definitely a uniquely designed 3-section tripod, and it has a lot of features that are first seen on any Manfrotto tripod. For one, it makes use of a different system when it comes to the leg extensions. It has a single lock per leg right here that is controlled by a lever. And then this entire thing, this entire section that is technically the most external one, is going to adjust to be the middle section. And then the upper portion is technically the middle layer that is inside this section, and then there's a thinner section that will be the third section or the lowest section. So you flick the lever right here, which is, I would say it's actually a bit tough, but when you flick it up, it releases the leg and adjusts all the way. Now, one thing to take note of is that the lock is always going to be within reach. It's not going all the way down, and it's going to be within reach of your hand. So it's not going to be that hard. If you want to adjust the height of the leg, then technically all you need to do is reach for it and then adjust as you need to. Now, it is a maximum height of 67.1 inches. And as you can see, of course, there is a sizable center column right here. And take note that that also does not yet include the height of whatever head you're going to be using with this. Since we've already extended this, then let me show you what else it does. Just like any of the recent X Pro Manfrotto tripods, there's a button right here at the bottom, and it's going to push it all the way up and then allow you to use the center column horizontally, just like that. So it retains the X Pro center column right here that can be very handy when you're shooting, say, products on a table, or maybe the way I use it, which is over ledges whenever I need it to extend past a certain ledge. Now, another cool thing that it does that I really like, and this one, it hasn't been seen on any other Manfrotto tripod. Technically, there's a lever right here. You flick that and then you slide out, I would say, around 80% of the center column. Now, if that's not yet that obvious to you, why do you want to do that? Well, let me show you. First, let's shorten the legs. Now, with this configuration, the standard height is around 27 inches. However, just like any other tripod in the recent years, there is, of course, that side lock right here that you slide down to be able to fully extend the leg to a much more flat angle. And when you do that, technically you're just 7.5 inches from the ground all the way to the base of the camera, roughly, because that would, of course, depend on the height of the head that you're going to be using. But yes, 7.5 inches fairly flat, so you can do very low angles as well with this huge tripod. Now on this side, we have a hook that you can of course use for your accessories, or if you need to have additional weight. I don't think you're ever going to need that with the weight of the tripod, but yes, there's a hook. Now on this other side is a lever. It's bare steel actually, and that is basically controlling this leveling bowl. And for any video users, then of course it's going to be very easy to level the head with the leveling bowl. And yes, that's going to work with or without the extension of the center column right here. So now let's talk about what I think is the coolest feature of the Manfrotto One, and that is called the exchange mounting. So it came with a 500X fluid head, and with the 500X fluid head, it is natively compatible to the exchange. What do I mean? I just place the head here, push it down, and it's gonna lock on its own. It's already locked right here. Now, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have to stick to just this head. Of course, it's supposed to be a hybrid tripod, so you're probably gonna want to use a ball head on it. So I took the ball head from my Manfrotto 055 Legacy Edition, and it's right here. Now, it's not natively compatible with the exchange. However, it did come with this adapter right here. So you screw it on just like any ball head. And when you have that on it, you just press it down and it twists to lock. It's already compatible with the Manfrotto One. So I'm mostly gonna be using this for photo. This is probably the head that I'm gonna be using most with it. But if I need to shift to a fluid head, then all I need to do is twist that, get the 500X, and press down, just like that. Now, it might not be totally related to the Manfrotto One, but since we're talking about the exchange system, then I'm really hoping to see an exchange natively compatible geared head that will be perfect for this tripod, for my use as an architectural photographer. Now, technically, you can purchase the Manfrotto One, whether it's aluminum or carbon fiber version, with or without the head, but this is of course the head that it is commonly bundled with, which is the 500X fluid head. Now what's really nice about this is that of course it's a very versatile fluid head right here. It has a friction control knob here on the left that basically controls the drag, and then on this side it controls the counterbalance system. So now with it at the on position, you can see the counterbalance right here. And you can see that it kind of bounces back to a more neutral position. But if you turn that off, then of course, it's disengaged. Now the knob on the left is basically how tight or how hard that is going to be. So if you want to maintain a certain position, then you can lock that all the way. Of course, right here we have the small knob for the panning that we have here, and then we have a panning arm right here that you can of course adjust depending on the angle that you want, or altogether you can screw out to remove. Now the 500X of course makes use of the 500 PL plate that most video tripods use nowadays. So of course it's the same, and it's not going to be different for any videographer that wants to shift into this head. However, the mounting plate on my camera is also natively sized to fit the 500 PL, so that automatically locks right here. Now, the cool addition that Manfrotto did as a response to the needs of video creators is that they put a button right here that basically unlocks the top plate of the head and then allows you to go vertical. Which means that if you want to switch to vertical shooting, maybe you're shooting for social media, then all you need to do is press that button. It's as easy as unlocking and turning, and that's it. And so yes, there we go. This is again the Manfrotto One, the hybrid tripod from Manfrotto, and it is paired with a 500X video head. But we also, of course, talked about the hybrid exchange system that allows you to switch very quickly to your desired ball head. And if you have any questions about this, of course, you can leave them down below in the comment section, and I will get to you and try to answer as much questions as I can. And if you have any opinion about this as well, then feel free to share that down below as well. If you're new to the channel, my name is Nico Valenzuela. I'm a landscape and architectural photographer. And in this channel, I talk a lot about the gear. So I'm very happy that we're able to share with you the Manfrotto One. In any case, thanks for watching.